You know, I'm listening to all this right there, but Wolf don't catch. He said, yo, them ain't like that. I'm telling you. He ain't like that. You understand? Papa was talking about, I don't need you no more. I don't need you no more. You understand? I'm good.
You know, we were very young. Our lives changed just like that, really quickly.
Can you believe the chaos surrounding Sean Diddy comes right now? While the hip-hop mogul sits in a Brooklyn jail cell awaiting trial, his family is in full-blown warfare over his staggering fortune. That's right, rather than rallying behind him during one of the darkest moments of his life, Diddy's own mother, Janice Combs, and his son, Christian King Combs, are reportedly locked in a heated battle for control of his empire. And let's be honest, this isn't just about money, it's a power struggle that's revealing the cracks in a family that once seemed untouchable. But what's even more shocking is how far they're allegedly willing to go to secure their cut of the pie, dragging Diddy's legacy through the mud in the process.
It's going to be interesting to see who he leaves in charge of when he goes and lay down. Because, yeah, he still reportedly only have $400 million right now. And after all these lawsuits and judgments and all of that, he's going to have still at least 25 to 50 million once everything's said and done. And that's still a big fortune to look over and, you know, to watch over. So, yeah.
Let us start with the core of the drama, Diddy's incredible $400 million fortune. Insiders say it's become a full-on tug-of-war between Janice and King, with both determined to take the reins. Janice, who raised Diddy after his father's untimely passing, reportedly believes she's the best person to manage his assets while he's behind bars. But King Diddy's 26-year-old son and rising rapper has other plans. According to sources, he's just as determined to claim control, and the clash has turned into what one insider described as a real-life Godfather situation. Tensions are said to be sky-high, with family meetings devolving into shouting matches and accusations flying left and right.
Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued like we talked about prior to.
What makes this feud even more disturbing is how public it's become. While Janice has been vocal in defending her son against the charges he's facing, calling the allegations a narrative created out of lies, her actions behind the scenes suggest otherwise. Rumors are swirling that she's been quietly meeting with lawyers and financial advisors to position herself as the legal guardian of Diddy's assets. Meanwhile, King has been using his public platform to project an image of loyalty and strength, even posting on social media with his siblings in a show of unity. But behind closed doors, insiders say he's been just as aggressive in his pursuit of power, reportedly lobbying Diddy's legal team to name him the primary decision-maker for the family's finances.
Y'all gotta just stop defending Diddy, y'all. Those are the few of y'all that's in the comment section. Why you always talking about Diddy? This channel, I remember y'all used to say all I talked about was Snoop. All I talked about was Suge. All I talked about was Death Row business. Now I'm talking about something different. All you talk about is Diddy. No, I talk about whatever gonna get us some views.
And let's not forget the rest of the family. Diddy's other children, including Justin Combs and the teenage twins Delilah and Jesse, are said to be caught in the middle of this bitter feud. While they've largely stayed out of the spotlight during this ordeal, sources claim they're feeling the pressure to pick sides. Some have reportedly aligned with Janice, while others are backing King, creating even more division within the family. It's a heartbreaking situation, especially for a man who built his empire with the intention of leaving a legacy for his loved ones.
Guys, we are lucky to have Precious Miura here, and she's been at the Diddy parties, and she's about to spill some secrets.
But the drama doesn't stop there. King Combs himself has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and his recent behavior has only added fuel to the fire. In an apparent bid to boost his street credibility, King has been accused of affiliating himself with groups that have no connection to his privileged upbringing. A recent video of him shouting slogans and throwing hand signs has gone viral, sparking outrage and confusion. Critics have been quick to point out the absurdity of someone born into unimaginable wealth and fame, trying to claim ties to a lifestyle that's completely foreign to him. One of the first to call him out was a well-known figure from the streets, who couldn't hide his disbelief at King's antics. "Why would you even try to involve yourself in something like this?" he asked in a candid video response. "You were born famous and rich. You don't come from the streets. What are you trying to prove?" The backlash has been swift and unforgiving, with many accusing King of recklessness at a time when his father's legal troubles have already put the family under intense scrutiny. The timing couldn't be worse. Just as new evidence is emerging in Diddy's case, King's attempts to portray himself as a tough figure have only drawn more unwanted attention to the family. Rumors are even circulating that his actions may have caught the attention of investigators, potentially complicating his father's defense. It's a dangerous game, and one that could have serious consequences for everyone involved.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's The Interview, the series where we get in depth with amazing people, and I'm so honored to have this special guest with us here. Precious Muir, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, my love?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm making sure I center you a little bit more. There we go. So honored to have you here. You have some stories to tell. You've survived the white parties.
And then there's the bombshell allegation that's threatening to shake the Combs family to its core, the paternity of Justin Combs, Diddy's eldest biological son. For years, whispers about Justin's true parentage have swirled in certain circles. But now those rumors are gaining traction in the wake of Diddy's legal and financial troubles. Some are questioning whether Justin is actually the son of Anthony Wolf Jones, Diddy's former bodyguard and longtime associate. Wolf, who tragically lost his life in a violent confrontation years ago, was a towering figure in Diddy's life, both personally and professionally. But if the rumors are true, his connection to the Combs family may go even deeper than anyone realized.
And then in 2003, Wolf gets during a situation with BMF,
Right.
which he ended up shooting first, and they returned fire. I was actually with I actually ended up being flown out by BMF like right around that time, and I was at Big Meech's house while he still had the ankle monitor.
According to insiders, Wolf and Justin's mother, Misa Halton, were close during the time she conceived Justin. While there's no concrete evidence to prove the claims, skeptics have pointed to Justin's striking resemblance to Wolf as a possible indicator. Adding to the intrigue is the fact that Misa has maintained a relatively low profile throughout Diddy's current ordeal, despite being vocal in the past about her son's relationship with his father. Some are even speculating that Misa's silence could be a deliberate move to protect Justin from the fallout of these allegations. If the rumors are true, they could have significant implications for Justin's claim to Diddy's fortune. While Diddy has always treated Justin as his own, questions about his paternity could complicate matters if the family's legal battle over the estate escalates. It's a messy situation, to say the least, and one that's only adding to the tension within the Combs family. Meanwhile, Diddy's other children are grappling with their own challenges. Justin himself has faced legal troubles this year, including a highly publicized incident that ended with him pleading no contest to charges related to reckless behavior. Though he avoided serious consequences, the ordeal has raised questions about his judgment and whether he's capable of stepping up as a leader in his father's absence. And then there's the lingering drama surrounding King Combs, whose recent actions have cast a shadow over his aspirations to follow in his father's footsteps as a music mogul. While King has enjoyed a degree of success in the entertainment industry, his increasingly erratic behavior has some wondering whether he's ready to handle the immense responsibility that comes with managing the Combs empire. To make matters worse, the family's public image has taken a hit as old rumors resurface and new allegations come to light. From whispers about Diddy's alleged connections to questionable figures in the industry to reports of financial mismanagement, the Combs name is becoming synonymous with scandal. And with Diddy himself unable to defend his reputation from behind bars, the responsibility has fallen on his family to hold things together, a task they seem woefully unprepared for. As the battle for control of Diddy's fortune rages on, one thing is clear: this is a family in crisis. Janice and King may be fighting for the same prize, but their actions are only tearing the family apart at a time when unity is desperately needed. And with Diddy's trial looming, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will the Combs family find a way to come together, or will their infighting spell the end of an empire? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the drama's far from over.
And he is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, you know, it is scary because you think, you know, this person or possibly his social network or the people he's around could make or break your career.
And speaking of drama, let's shift gears and take a closer look at the legal storm that's engulfing Diddy. If you thought the family feud was messy, wait until you hear about the evidence piling up against him and how it could change everything. Let's dive even deeper into the whirlwind that is Sean Diddy Combs' current legal storm. If you thought the family drama was explosive, wait until you hear what's happening in the courtroom. From shocking evidence to jaw-dropping accusations, this case has all the makings of a Hollywood thriller. And the worst part, it's not just about Diddy anymore. The scandal is pulling in everyone around him and threatening to dismantle the empire he spent decades building. So let's break it down, because the details just keep getting more outrageous.
You know, if you say the wrong thing or you complain or you know, I don't know, there's an element where you're just, I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing. Or, you know, when they're constantly asking you, would you like to do and you're like, well, I don't do, and they're like, well, why don't you do?
First off, let's talk about the charges. Diddy is facing some of the most serious allegations imaginable, and prosecutors aren't holding back. The centerpiece of the case revolves around what they're calling a criminal enterprise, with Diddy allegedly at the center of it all. Prosecutors have painted a picture of a man who used his power, money, and influence to manipulate people for years. And the most shocking part, they're claiming it wasn't just Diddy acting alone. There's an entire network of associates, assistants, and employees who allegedly helped him pull off these elaborate schemes. The evidence against him is piling up, and it's not just hearsay. Federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami earlier this year, and what they reportedly found was nothing short of shocking. Among the items seized were stacks of incriminating footage, financial records, and what authorities are calling party supplies that were allegedly used for some of his infamous gatherings. And let's not forget the over-the-top number of personal care items. They confiscated more than 1,000 bottles of oils and other products. Prosecutors are pointing to these findings as proof that these events were meticulously planned down to the smallest detail.
I don't know the consequences of what that could have been. So I didn't really talk about it. I should have gone to the police. I should have said something other than to my agent. I'm just thankful that there was somebody there. There was somebody at that party who helped me, because I could have ended up in a really bad situation.
But it's not just the physical evidence that's damning. Authorities claim to have interviewed more than 50 witnesses, and the stories they're telling are enough to make anyone's jaw drop. These witnesses reportedly include former employees, acquaintances, and even people who attended Diddy's gatherings. One source close to the investigation said, "The amount of testimony we've gathered is overwhelming. This isn't just one or two people coming forward, it's dozens, and they're all saying the same thing." Prosecutors are also relying heavily on digital evidence, including text messages and emails, which they say show a clear pattern of coordination and intent.
He was using, allegedly, these events to invite them back to these private mansion parties and hotel parties and God knows what else. But he was utilizing the branded events to be able to, get the girls to come over to his private spaces.
What's even more damaging for Diddy is that some of the most crucial evidence appears to come from people who were once part of his inner circle. Former employees have reportedly provided detailed accounts of how these events were organized, including everything from booking travel to preparing the venues. One former assistant allegedly told investigators everything was planned out, nothing was left to chance. Another insider claimed there was a whole system in place. Everyone had a role, and it was all designed to keep things under wraps. These accounts paint a picture of a deeply coordinated operation, one that prosecutors say Diddy orchestrated with precision. Then there's the video evidence, which might be the most damning of all. Remember that leaked hotel footage of Diddy and Cassie from back in 2016? Well, it's being reported that prosecutors have obtained even more videos, some of which allegedly show disturbing and incriminating behavior. These recordings are said to be a key part of the case, with authorities claiming they were used to intimidate and silence people. Insiders say that these videos are so explosive that they could single-handedly sway the jury if they're presented in court.
There is so many people involved in this situation that works the machine here, that Diddy's obviously the head of the whole situation, the king of parties, but there is multiple other people involved that are helping along the situation or participating in.
Speaking of Cassie, her civil lawsuit last year seems to have been the spark that ignited this entire investigation. Her allegations were not only shocking but also specific enough to give investigators a roadmap for uncovering more evidence. And while Diddy quickly settled her lawsuit, reportedly for a hefty sum, the damage was already done. Cassie's claims opened the floodgates, and since then, more than a dozen other people have come forward with their own allegations. Some of these cases date back decades, with one even involving someone who was just a teenager at the time. It's clear that Cassie's lawsuit was the catalyst for a much larger reckoning.
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
But Diddy's legal team isn't going down without a fight. His lawyers have been aggressively pushing back against the charges, calling the case a witch hunt and accusing prosecutors of trying to destroy a man who's contributed so much to the entertainment world. One of his attorneys, Mark Agnifilo, has been especially vocal, saying Sean Combs is an icon and a philanthropist. He's not a criminal. The defense team has also argued that many of the allegations are based on unreliable witnesses who are seeking financial gain. These are opportunists, Agnifilo said. They see a chance to cash in and they're taking it.
It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at
Okay.
a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping.
Despite these claims, the court hasn't been particularly sympathetic to Diddy's situation. He's already been denied bail multiple times, with the judge citing the seriousness of the charges and the risk of witness tampering. And let's not forget the conditions he's currently living under. Diddy is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a notoriously harsh facility that's been described as hell on earth by former inmates. Reports indicate that Diddy is being kept in a special unit for high-profile detainees, but even that hasn't spared him from the harsh realities of life behind bars. His legal team has repeatedly argued that the conditions at the detention center are inhumane, but so far, those pleas have fallen on deaf ears.
I mean, that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, you know, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the...
Meanwhile, the public reaction to all of this has been intense, to say the least. Diddy's loyal fan base has been vocal in their support, flooding social media with messages of encouragement and calling for his release. But on the flip side, the backlash has been equally fierce. Many are calling for accountability, saying that Diddy's status as a music icon shield him from facing the consequences of his actions. One prominent activist even stated, "This isn't about taking down a celebrity. It's about justice for the people who've been hurt."
Had clients describe MDC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
Adding to the drama is the growing speculation about who else might be implicated in this case. Prosecutors have hinted that their investigation is far from over, and there are already whispers that some of Diddy's closest associates could be facing legal trouble of their own. Insiders say that everyone from former assistants to security personnel is under scrutiny, with authorities reportedly combing through years of financial records and communications. And let's not overlook the potential fallout for Diddy's business ventures. His empire spans music, fashion, and even a media network, all of which could be at risk if he's convicted. Industry experts are already speculating about what might happen to his companies, with some saying they could face major financial losses or even collapse altogether.
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, you know, get moved earlier than that?
As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
The trial, which is set to begin in May 2025, is shaping up to be one of the most high-profile cases in recent memory. Legal experts are predicting that it could last for months, with both sides bringing in a parade of witnesses and evidence. And while Diddy's team is confident they can clear his name, the sheer volume of allegations and evidence makes this an uphill battle. As one legal commentator put it, this case has everything: power, money, scandal. It's going to be a spectacle. But as the courtroom drama unfolds, one question looms large: what will this mean for Diddy's legacy? For decades, he's been a towering figure in the world of entertainment, celebrated for his talent, innovation, and business acumen. But now, with his reputation in tatters and his empire on the line, it's unclear whether he'll ever be able to recover. Some say this could be the end of an era, while others believe Diddy has the resilience to bounce back.
The evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those two raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named for.
So what do you think? Is Diddy's family truly as terrible as they seem, willing to do anything for money and power? And with all the evidence stacking up against him, do you believe Diddy stands a chance in his upcoming trial? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity news and updates. Goodbye for now.